Hello, little dream explorers. Good evening. Welcome once more to Bumbling Bear's Sleepy Time Stories. Let's get cozy as Bumbling Bear discovers something new before the stars come out to play. The sun was painting the sky with soft, sleepy colors, getting ready for night. Bumbling Bear was sitting by the old willow tree, watching the fireflies begin their nightly dance. Bumbling Bear often wondered about many things, like how the fireflies glowed, or how the birds knew how to build such neat nests. Tonight, Bumbling Bear was watching a busy beaver, Barnaby Beaver, working by the river. Barnaby Beaver was expertly nibbling at a small log, then fitting it carefully onto a growing dam. "Wow!" Bumbling Bear whispered to a sleepy dandelion. "Barnaby Beaver is so clever." Bumbling Bear wished Bumbling Bear knew how to build things like that. Bumbling Bear often felt a little clumsy when trying new things. Wise Albert, who was perched on a branch above, hooted softly. "Little Bear," Albert said, "everyone starts somewhere. The secret is to learn." "Learn?" Bumbling Bear sounded it out, head tilted. "What is learn, Wise Albert?" Albert blinked wise, amber eyes. "To learn is to discover something new, to understand how things work, or how to do something you couldn't do before. It means being curious and trying, even if it seems hard at first." Bumbling Bear thought about this. To learn. Bumbling Bear looked at Barnaby Beaver, who was now patting mud into the gaps of the dam with Barnaby Beaver's flat tail. Could Bumbling Bear learn to build something? Bumbling Bear asked, a little doubtfully. "Of course, Little Bear," Albert encouraged. "You can learn anything if you put your heart into it and are patient with yourself." The next morning, when the sun was just peeking over the hills, Bumbling Bear went to find Barnaby Beaver. "Good morning," Barnaby Beaver," Bumbling Bear said politely. Bumbling Bear was wondering, could Barnaby Beaver teach Bumbling Bear a little about building? Barnaby Beaver, who was always happy to share knowledge, smiled a wide, toothy beaver smile. "Why, certainly, Bumbling Bear," Barnaby Beaver chirped. "It's wonderful you want to learn." Barnaby Beaver showed Bumbling Bear how to choose good, strong sticks. Then, Barnaby Beaver showed Bumbling Bear how to weave them together, not too tight, not too loose. Bumbling Bear's paws felt big and awkward at first. Bumbling Bear dropped a few sticks, and some went crooked. Bumbling Bear felt a little discouraged. "This is hard, Barnaby Beaver." Barnaby Beaver patted Bumbling Bear's shoulder with a wet paw. "Learning takes practice, Bumbling Bear," Barnaby Beaver said kindly. "No one gets it perfect on the first try. The important thing is to keep trying and to learn from each attempt." So, Bumbling Bear tried again. Bumbling Bear watched Barnaby Beaver very closely. Bumbling Bear tried to copy Barnaby Beaver's movements. Slowly, Bumbling Bear started to get the hang of it. Bumbling Bear managed to weave a few small sticks into a little bundle. It wasn't a dam, but it was something. Bumbling Bear felt a tiny spark of pride. "Look, Barnaby Beaver! Bumbling Bear is starting to learn," Bumbling Bear exclaimed. Barnaby Beaver nodded approvingly. "That's the spirit, Bumbling Bear. Every little bit you learn makes you a little bit cleverer." Bumbling Bear spent more time with Barnaby Beaver, watching and trying. Bumbling Bear learned how to pat mud, though Bumbling Bear got quite a bit on Bumbling Bear's nose. By the time the sun began to set, casting long, sleepy shadows, Bumbling Bear had helped build a tiny part of the dam. It was wobbly and not very neat, but Bumbling Bear had made it. Bumbling Bear felt tired but very happy. The word learn felt like a key, unlocking new possibilities. Bumbling Bear thanked Barnaby Beaver for being such a patient teacher. As Bumbling Bear walked back to Bumbling Bear's cozy sleeping spot, the stars were beginning to sparkle. Bumbling Bear looked up at them, wondering what else Bumbling Bear could learn. Maybe Bumbling Bear could learn the names of all the stars, or how to sing like the nightingale. The thought of learning new things made Bumbling Bear feel excited and peaceful at the same time. Bumbling Bear snuggled into a soft bed of leaves, a happy sigh escaping. Bumbling Bear knew that even if Bumbling Bear was a little bumbling sometimes, Bumbling Bear could always learn. And that was a wonderful, comforting thought as Bumbling Bear drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the amazing things yet to be discovered and learned.